Yo, what is going on YouTube? I'm Trado coming at you guys with a brand spanking new video on my channel today. Now, if you guys don't know who I am or you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join the Trado army. We're almost 17,000 strong. Plus, I make Fortnite, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Ghost Recon videos, games of that sort. I love to make videos about that. So if you guys are interested, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now today is going to be a Fortnite video. This is going to be the second one on my channel. I love Fortnite. I've been playing the hell out of it and I've been learning a lot about the game. So I'm going to translate that into video for you guys so maybe you can improve your gameplay from my videos. That is my main goal of making videos for you guys, to help you guys improve your game. So what we're going to be talking about in today's video is the routes I take around the map to get certain loot. I don't just jump out of the bus and go to a random location. I always like to pick the same 4 or 5 locations to land just because I've had so much success running these routes. So that is going to be the topic of today's video. Now essentially I did turn this into a top 5 sort of video, ranking them from the worst place to go to the best place to go as far as the routes go. They're all really good places, but I'm ranking 1 to 5, 5 being the lowest and 1 being the highest. Kind of like a top 5 video. You guys have probably seen one before, but with all that out of the way, let's get right into our top 5. So coming in at the number 5 spot, this is going to be a mountain all the way to the left of the map, just south of Pleasure Park, and we're going to be going there in a minute in the same route. But what's good about this mountain is there's 3 rocks kind of making a triangular kind of formation, and oftentimes in the middle of that rock there is one single chest. It's all out in the open. A lot of people seem to not really know this spot, but if you're starting off in a game, it's always good to get some type of good weapon to start out with. This is going to be the best place to go if you're going to be out in this area. Once you land at this mountain, and I'll put the picture of the map up on the screen where this is right now, sometimes the chest does not spawn there, and then you could just glide right past it and you won't even have to land to see that that chest is there. And once you get this chest, we're going to run down the mountain into these forests, and in this forest there's going to be a house that has probably some of the best loot in the game, but sadly a lot of people already know this location, so they're going to be going there probably before you do. But if not, in my case, there was somebody there and I knew they were there when I ran up on him, so I was able to get that kill and get a loot chest at the same time. So you can kind of almost get 2 loot chests in maybe 2 minutes. That isn't very good, but if you're trying to survive, this is probably going to be the best way to go about it, because you're not going to be running into too terribly many people landing on this mountain that not a lot of people go to, because the main objective for people landing is to go find a building that gets some loot in. Not a lot of people are just going to be landing on a
I build models sometimes with weird materials, and I've always found aviation to just be really kind of magical just because airplanes are engineering marvels. And I wanted to marry that with the unconventional building technique.
This great big story was made possible by Geico. Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
For my day job, I work in IT and management, but I've just always been creatively minded. I've always been drawn to those kinds of projects. I've been making things since I could figure out what tape and string were. I was super young. I probably drove my parents crazy. I'm best known for the paper airplane models that I make. What I use to build the models is manila folder, glue, an X-Acto, and a straight edge, essentially. It's hard to know exactly how many folders I've gone through, but I would say it's in the hundreds for this project, and there's a lot of scrap left over. I kept it to a minimal set of materials just because I like the challenge of building something from only one thing and having to figure out how to make that serve many purposes. The model began on a much less detailed scale, but I did, over time, realize that I could start building in more articulating functions, more details in the interior. And inside, there are tissues in the bathroom, there are lights on the seats. Nothing actually moves in the cabin, but all the detail is there. I've always just found the 777 to be a really elegant, nicely proportioned plane, and so it was partly an issue of aesthetics. I've always just been a fan of that particular model. I studied pictures online, some technical drawings, and actually create my own plans, and there's just no guide for how to do that, so I'm basically learning along the way. It's simultaneously kind of freeing and also really frustrating not to have plans. I can really take it in any direction, but you have to be incredibly inventive about how you solve problems because it really hasn't been done. A lot of people probably think that my end game was absolute perfection with a model, but in fact it was more just about the process of making it. It's the thought of the completed product that inspires me, and just being able to solve such a complex problem. It's just what I derive a lot of satisfaction from.
And a mountain. So if you see this chest, make sure you land there before you head into the woods towards the big house. Coming in at our number 4 spot, this is going to be Flesh Factory, all the way down at the bottom of the map. Now there's a certain way you want to go about this. If the bus is coming in, entering the map from the bottom, kind of where Flesh Factory is, a lot of people are going to jump out there. So this is not going to be one of those scenarios where you do want to jump out. The only way I would recommend going to Flesh Factory is if that bus path does not go past Flesh Factory. So I'm talking about maybe the bus is coming in from the left side of the map going north to the right side of the map. The bus isn't really going to go past Flesh Factory, and that is a great way to get in there with nobody else going there. And as you guys can see here, I found a legendary weapon right off the bat, and there is about 2 to 3 chests in here as well. So it's a great way to load up on potions as well as nice weapons. There is so much ammo and guns here. The only thing I haven't got out of this yet is a sniper rifle. I know that is very surprising, but I've gotten just about everything else. I've gotten a scoped assault rifle. I've gotten so many scars here. This is an absolute insane place to go. A lot of people sleep on this site just because so many people go here when that bus is coming in from the map at the bottom. So that is the only time you do not want to go there. Otherwise, if you go there, more often than not, people are not going to be going down there just because it's so far out of the way. I mean, it's already at the bottom of the map. Nobody really wants to go down there if they're going to be landing somewhere else. They pretty much already know it might be looted, so a lot of people are not going to be coming down that way. So that's one less thing you have to worry about as well. Coming in at our number 3 spot, this is going to be the tunnel kind of out by the pizza place. Now I'll show you a picture of where it's at on the map right now, and this was also in my previous video as well, because sometimes in this tunnel, if you dig through some of the walls, you can find 2 to 3 chests inside this tunnel. Now that's not the purpose I come here most of the time. Even when you walk in this tunnel, there is almost some type of rare weapon or just a bunch of ammo as well. I almost come in there. Sometimes I even get a legendary sniper rifle. This spot is heavily slept on as well. I do not see a lot of people going in here. Now granted, in this clip somebody went in there, but even if you're landing there, not a lot of people like to go there. And once you loot up here, you want to run out the backside and head towards the pizza place. Now since I didn't loot the pizza place first, somebody actually already went there, so once I got in there I did have to kill them, but they had not even checked out the 2 chests that were in the pizzeria. So once you hit the tunnel, and if the 2 or 3 chests are in the tunnel, you've already got 3 chests under your belt, and once you run across the street over into the pizza place, there are going to be at least 2 more chests waiting on you. So that is 5 chests within maybe 100 yards of radius. That'll take you maybe 3 to 4 minutes to loot, and if you're not inside the circle, you still have plenty of time to get out of there. Now granted, you might run into a couple people, but if you are well prepared and you know what you're doing in the game, that shouldn't be a problem. Now one thing I do need to note, if you go across the street from the pizzeria, there will be a gas station, and a couple times I've actually seen a chest spawn in there. Now I don't know if this is a glitch, because this is a very rare